Hello, Algebra 1. Today, it's going to be a little bit tricky, so stick with me during this video, please. Pause as much as you need it. This is going to be a little bit different, but we can get through it. So this is solving for a given variable when we've got maybe more than one variable going on in our equation. So the other variables, it's just important to remember, are just a number. A variable is just a number masked as a letter. We just don't know what it is yet. And so we're going to solve so that the one that we want to get by itself is on one side of the equal sign. And business should be as normal. It just gets a little confusing in our brain sometimes. So stick with me here and let's get started. These examples will say something like this. Solve m minus n equals 5 for m. So this part says we want to get this m on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to write it a little bit bigger so you all can see, make some room here. All right. And so we want to get m all alone on the equal sign. So we got to do the opposite to this n. And again, you guys, this is just a number. This would be like saying m minus 3, right? But we don't know what it is. We don't know what this n is. So we're still just going to do opposites. What's the opposite of subtracting n? Well, we're going to add n to both sides. All right, now we can't combine anything. So in a lot of ways, this is easier because we don't have to do any math, actually. We're just rewriting stuff. All right, so m is all by itself. The n's are gone. I've got my equal sign in line. And then I'm just going to rewrite 5 plus n because I don't know what n is. And that's all we can do. We have m solved for. M is equal to 5 plus whatever n is. We don't know, but we have solved for m. It's all alone on one side of the equal sign. And that's it. All right. So this one, we want to get y all by itself. Okay, so let's rewrite this problem. I've got 2 plus y. That's what I want by itself, that y, divided by x equals 5. All right, so we got to work our way into that y. We want to get this by itself. The first thing really bugging me is this dividing by x. So what's the opposite of dividing by x? It's multiplying by x, right? All right, so we're going to multiply by x here on both sides. And these x's on the left side just go away. Bring down 2 plus y. And we have 5 times x over here. Again, we're just it's handwriting practice. We're just moving stuff around, rewriting it so that we can use it. All right. Keeping this in mind, I want to get y by itself. That's my goal. So y is not totally by itself yet. It's got this plus 2 out here. So how do we undo plus 2? All right, cool. We're going to subtract 2 on both sides. So now, bam, check that out. Y is by itself. That's what we wanted. And we have 5x minus 2. We cannot rewrite anymore. Just rewrite handwriting practice. Bam. We can't do anything because this 5 has x on it and that one doesn't. So we can't say that's like 3x. We just rewrite it. All right, so don't panic. Hope this is going okay. Let's talk about a real life application to this. We've got the formula for Fahrenheit in temperature in terms of degrees Celsius. So only a couple of countries in the world use Fahrenheit, us included. Most people are dealing with Celsius. So this is one that you might see in like science classes that you need to convert to. We want to solve for C. We want to be in Celsius. So right now we have Fahrenheit equals 9/5 Celsius plus 32. Okay, well, we want to get into C. I can't do anything with this right now to get that, so I'm going to leave that alone. How do we undo that plus 32? You guys got it. We subtract 32. All right, so rewriting on this side, I have F minus 32. All right, these are gone. And so then I just have 9/5 C. And we talked about what to do with fractions being out in front. You could split this into everything being multiplied by 5 and then dividing by 9 if you want to undo this. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, okay, which is it flipped over. So I'm going to multiply both sides right now by 5/9, and then over here too, this whole thing times 5/9, like that. All right, so this side, we can just rewrite 5/9 times the quantity F minus 32. I need to group that all together because we need all of that times 5/9, so keep those in parentheses, please, equals, and then over here stuff is canceling out, which is what we want, right? The 5's cancel out, the 9's cancel out, so we just have C, and we are done. We have solved for C. Yay! Ugh, ugly, right? But we can do it. All right, here's one for a person's typing speed. So S is equal to W minus 10e to the m. So S is the speed in words per minute. W is the number of words typed. This is a typo. Oh my gosh, this is an error in our problem about typing correctly. E is the number of errors, and M is the number of minutes typing. We want to solve for W. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this. W minus 10e all over m. All right, so what's bugging you in this equation? It's bugging me too. It's that m down there in the fraction, right? Let's get rid of it. Undo dividing by m by multiplying by m on both sides, like that. So we have s times m. I'm just going to write sm, or you could write ms. It does not matter, really. We're multiplying. Equals, these m's are gone, so I have w minus 10e. Okay, I want to get this w by itself. That's what I'm solving for. So I need to just move this thing, and there is, yes, multiplying going on in there, but we want to move that whole thing over there. So we're just going to add this whole thing, 10e. 10e. Kind of a weird one, but you got to think, what do I want to move, and what's the overlying operation here? So the overlying operation for this whole piece is subtraction. Okay, so the opposite would be adding. So we're going to add that over. I have S times M plus 10E equals W. All done. These are gone. And I'm done. Okay. 2 word problems, and then you guys are going to go into practice on your own. So this is your assignment today. You got to do all of these, please. Here is number 5. In 2004, Ernest Van Dyke won the wheelchair race in the Boston Marathon with a time of about 1.3 hours. The race was 26.2 miles. That's crazy. What is his average speed? Use the formula D equals RT, where distance is D, R is the rate, and T is time, and round to the nearest tenth. All right, so I'm going to write this down. D equals RT. And we want to know an average speed, okay? We might not be familiar with this, but speed is the same thing as rate. So we want to solve this equation for the rate. We want to get rate by itself. So how to undo this? What operation is happening with RT when they're smushed together like that? Oh, yeah, they're multiplying. So we got to undo that and divide on both sides. So R is equal to D divided by T. That's this part right here. D divided by T. These T's canceled out. Okay, I just wrote R right here and DT over here. Okay, so we're going to use this, and let's plug in what we know. So rate is equal to, he went distance of 26.2 miles in 1.3 hours. All right, so we could divide this. Got my calculator here. Time was in hours. So 26.2 divided by 1.3. He was going 20 I'm just going to go up to 20.2, and this is in miles per hour, right? Miles per hour. So he was in his wheelchair going at 20 miles per hour. Wow, that's really, really fast and kind of scary. Very fast marathon. All right, so now solve the distance formula for t. All right, how does this change? So here's our distance formula. Okay, we want to solve for t now. So let's get rid of the r. Again, that's multiplying, so let's divide by r. All right, so now t is equal to, those are gone, d divided by r. So pretty similar, just a little different. Find the time, that's t, it took Van Dyke to travel 26.2 miles if his average speed was only 18 miles per hour. So he slowed down a little bit. This was 20 miles an hour, and he did it in 1.3. but how fast would he be going if he was going 18 miles per hour? So a little bit slower. Let's see. We would have 26.2 miles still. That's our distance divided by 18. All right, so I'm going to put units on here too to talk about this. This is in miles divided by miles per hour. Okay. Oops. All right, 26.2 divided by 18 is 1.45. I'm just going to round that up to 1.5 hours. Miles cancel out. We got hours left over. 1.5 hours. So it took him a little bit longer, not 1.3 hours, it's 1.5. But that's because he was going a little bit slower, only 18 miles per hour. Woohoo! Okay, you guys, I know it's kind of crazy. Just keep opposites here. Do your best on this one. I want you to go try numbers 1 through 7. Yeah, 1 through 7 on here, just on this page. You need to get these 7 done. And then when I come back tomorrow, we'll go over review and get these packets turned in, okay? Thank you.